That's it. SREERAM, please start.
Thank you very much, Gampa. Very good morning to all of you.
Okay.
It is my pleasure today to address the impact people. In fact, I have been associated with impact right from the beginning. And probably due to my travel, I have not been able to be on the stage, but very, very happy and excited. Although we are living in tough times, I think Gampa has made this possible, because at this point in time, during this lockdown, I believe this is the time for us to learn as much as possible, implement them, and most importantly, the next, I guess, Gampa, correct me if I'm wrong, the session is going to be for 45 minutes.
45 minutes. 45 minutes.
My question answer session.
Yes.
So I would request all of you, if you have any questions, please keep it in your mind, and you can feel free to ask me at the end of the 45 minutes when we will have an interactive session. I'm going to share the screen in the next few minutes' time. The topic which I've chosen for the day is succeeding through the pandemonium times. What is pandemonium? Pandemonium is, I think, the time which we are going through at this stage. I do not think any one of us visualized what we are going through even 20 or 25 days back. Gampa was mentioning, I traveled to Nairobi. When I was boarding the flight, I kept a Facebook message saying life has to continue, absolutely no issues, no challenges, and I've started my work and I'm going abroad. But the moment I landed in Dubai, I realized what is the kind of crisis we are facing. This is no ordinary time. But at the same time, we need to also keep in mind that at this point in time, we do not know. The theme of the session today is very simple. We do not know what holds for tomorrow. What is going to happen to our lives tomorrow? We do not know what's going to happen to various companies. We do not know what is going to happen to each one of us tomorrow. But all of us have a responsibility, and we also know what we can do today. నాకు తెలియదు రేపు ఏమవుతుందని, but ఈ రోజు ఏం చేయాలా? ఈ రోజు I am alive, you are alive, I am doing my duty, I am doing my responsibility of sharing my knowledge with you. So today's session, let me share the screen straight away. This session is all about succeeding through pandemonium times. I hope you're able to see the screen clearly. So in the chat, if you're able to see the screen, just mention to me you're able to see the screen. Able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So this session is all about succeeding through pandemonium times through O3 process. What is O3 process? I'm going to come about it in the next few minutes' time. All my life, I have always been somebody who has been futuristic, setting goals. In fact, I stood in impact tires and talked about the importance of goals, the long-term goal. The power for the present comes from your, from your future, from your goals. I've spoken all those things. But whatever we have learned till now, whatever we have spoken till now is completely irrelevant, because tomorrow is not in my hands. My goals are not in my hands. But my today is in my hands. There is something called the VUCA. What is VUCA? VUCA is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. At the end of the Cold War ended in the year 1987 with the death of USSR, Soviet Union. At the end of the Cold War, the American military people came out with this terminology called as the world is going to change itself into what we call as VUCA. VUCA. Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Now, the world has seen each one of these separately. We have seen volatile world. Stock markets have been volatile. In fact, last 2 months, we have seen stock markets going up, coming down. Historically, we have never seen this kind of a fluctuation. And it has been seen for the last 30 years. Volatility, uncertainty. We have lived in uncertain times. We have lived in times where we do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. Complex, ambiguity, all this we have seen in bits and pieces. But right now, during this coronavirus or COVID-19, what you call, we are seeing all the four of them right together. We have not seen it before, and I'm not even sure. I pray to God that we do not see this again. But in this volatile, where we don't know what is going to happen the next moment, uncertain about our future, uncertain about our lives, uncertain about what is going to happen, complex and ambiguous world, how do I survive? And for that, I have something called as, I want to share something called as a O3 process. Now, I really believe that even before I tell you what and how, if I don't tell you the why, it doesn't make any sense. You should know, why are we having this session? I have used this terminology. I have invented this terminology. This is my terminology, not bought from any internet book or anywhere else. I've not borrowed it from anywhere else. O3 is my process, invented by me. And in this VUCA world, in this time of pandemonium, in this situation, why this VUCA? Why this VUCA? That's what, why this O3 process, which is what I'm coming to. And why this O3 process? What is O3? I'm going to tell you in the next few minutes' time. In the next few minutes' time, you will understand what is the meaning of O3, what each one of them stands for, we would know. But before I tell you what is O3, let me tell you why. Why this O3 process? It is because, it's simply because it is true that we do not know what would happen tomorrow, but we do know what we can do today. At this point in time, in fact, this particular, what I'm going to share in the next few minutes, 2 minutes, listen to me upfront. This is important. If you can apply this every day, remind yourself every day, it will be wonderful. There was an young boy, hardly 15 years old, who had gone to the forest 20 miles away from his home to collect firewood. It was sunset time, evening 6 p.m., and the sun was setting. Darkness was engulfing the entire forest. The animals have already started making noise. The boy had just a lantern in his hand. You all know what is a lantern, the lamp. And with fear gripping him, he was neither able to move forward nor move backward. He stood still with fear all over, because he didn't know how he is going to walk the 20 miles. His home was 20 miles away from the forest where he was standing. And sun had already started to set. There was an old man who was passing by that side, and seeing this young boy standing with fear, the old man came to him and asked, "Why are you standing here? This is jungle. The animals have already started making noise. Start moving." The boy looked at the uncle, the old man, and said, "Uncle, my home is 20 miles away, and I don't know how I'm going to reach, because this forest is becoming dark. The lantern I'm having in my hand can show me light only for the next 200 meters. But I have to walk the next 20 miles. I don't know how I'm going to move." The old man looked at the young boy and said, "Beta, this lantern will show you light for the next 20 meters or the next 200 meters. Walk those 200 meters. The moment you reach 200th meter, you will see the next 200 meters. You reach 400 meters, the next 200 meters will be visible. And keep walking every 200 meters. Do not wait to see the light up to the 20th mile. You can go as far as you can see, and from there, you can see further. I repeat, you can go as far as you can see, and from there, you can see further. What was he saying? You can see the next 200 meters. Walk. Once you reach the 200th meter, you will see another 200 meters. Walk. And by walking every 200 meters, that's the only way you can reach the 20th mile where your home is. This story applies to each one of us at this point in time. You can go as far as you can see, and from there, you can see further. We do not know what tomorrow holds for us. We do not know what would happen tomorrow. But what we know is what we can do today. What is that today? What is that I can do today? What is that together we can do today? That is what is visible. You can go as far as you can see, and from there you can see further. And that has got to be the way to live life from this moment. I'm not even saying from today, from tomorrow. From this moment. Do not crib, do not cry. Arey, what is going to happen tomorrow? What is going to happen to my EMI? What is going to happen to my goal? What is going to happen about my shadi which I have planned in my house? No, we don't know. When the Prime Minister of the nation comes and says, we don't know. And they're taking one step at a time. They said Janata curfew. Then they said 14-day lockdown. It came. So what is happening? The whole world was unprepared for this. But at least we got to be grateful to Lord that we have been able to contain, and we have this today. So today, live this moment, and live this moment fully. And that is the reason why I have this O3 process. And that is the way to live in this volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. But let us also understand, why does this VUCA world come? How does it happen? Now, we all hate one word. Although the truth is, without this, nothing happens. There is one word which is triggering all this. That one word is change. Change. Change process. I would request Gampa, can you ask everybody to be on mute, please?
Mute.
Change causes ambiguity and uncertainty, which results in complex decision-making process leading to volatility in business environment. So change is the one, and today we are going through this change. Because as I was telling you, I am the one who would speak about goals. I'm the one who would be speaking about vision. I would be the one who will tell you, set your goals. But today, times have changed. Have an objective for today. That's all you can do. And change is the one which is happening. And the first thing all of us need to do is to embrace change. We don't have any other go other than to embrace change. That which does not change does not grow. That which does not grow dies. When change does not happen, growth will not happen. And when growth doesn't happen, death happens. And this is also a change. Whether this change is good or bad, we don't know. In fact, we have already seen it is good for one thing. The nature has reinvented itself. On the other day, somebody shared with me the Borivali parks and the forest. We could see deer. We could see greenery all over. Yesterday, I had been outside for the first time in the last 3 weeks to distribute grocery and food for the poor migrant people and laborers. And when I was going out towards the outer ring road, with permission, of course, police people were also there. First time I saw roads were clean, environment was clean, there was no pollution. We couldn't even feel the summer. Change is happening. This is the change. Now, we got to accept change. Because that which does not change does not grow. That which does not grow dies. So, if growth has to happen, change has to happen. And we need to accept the change. But SREERAM, isn't it unfavorable? We don't know whether something is favorable or unfavorable. Gampa knows this gentleman, I know this gentleman, Aparish Acharya, the father of Indian training. He would always say, there is nothing called as favorable or unfavorable. When something happens, you don't know whether it is favorable or unfavorable. The only thing which you can do is accept it. Accept. In fact, he is the one who coined this. That which does not grow dies, and that which does not change does not grow. In fact, accept, because we don't know anything whether it's favorable or unfavorable. I'm not talking about religion, but I think it is important for us to understand. Just yesterday, we had the Easter, and I think there is no better time to speak on this and understand and realize the truth of this at this point in time than anywhere else. We all have heard, we all have read in Bible that Jesus is a highly compassionate person, the epitome of love, correct? But there is one more thing which I would associate with Jesus, which is he understood the truth of life better than anybody else who has walked on this planet called the earth. On the Wednesday, Judas is being given supper by Jesus. He washes his legs and tells him, thank you, love you. You're going to betray me not once, not twice, but you're going to betray me 12 times. And everybody is stunned there. This is a guy who is going to betray, and Jesus is thanking him. Jesus is saying he's loving him. What is this? And Judas betrays Jesus. Jesus is caught. On the Friday, which is called as a Good Friday, which passed last week, Jesus is crucified and is dead. On the Sunday, which is the Easter, which we celebrated yesterday, Jesus resurrects. Post-resurrection of Jesus, Christianity is born. Friends, understand, if Jesus had not resurrected, Christianity would not have been born. Jesus would not have resurrected if he had not been crucified. He would not have been crucified if he had not been caught. He would not have been caught if Judas had not betrayed him. Now tell me, if Judas had not betrayed Jesus, would Christianity would have been born? Judas betraying Jesus on the Wednesday was an unfavorable event. But 31.6% of the world population today follow Christianity happened because Jesus was betrayed by Judas. SREERAM, what do you mean? This story tells us, this incident tells us that there is nothing favorable or unfavorable. It is only an event. When the event unfolds, when the event happens, none of us have the maturity to understand whether it's a favorable event or an unfavorable event. What can I do? I can only accept. Accept the present as it is. For it is only the future that I can change, neither my present nor my past. I can neither change my present nor change my past. I can only change the future. But for that, I need to accept the present as it is. Lockdown, accept. Quarantine, accept. Stay at home, accept. Social distancing, accept. And only by accepting, we can move forward, not by rejecting any of the things. Hence, change is the only way to go ahead. Just give me a second. My dog is disturbing me. Just a minute. So accept the change. Don't resist. Ayo, I'm in a prison. In fact, my mentor Mahatriya beautifully mentioned last week, you are bothered about a lockdown and being at home for 1 day, for 14 days, for 21 days, for 1 month. Nelson Mandela was in a lockdown for 26 years. Have you ever realized about that? 26 years he was in a small cell. For what? To fight for the freedom of Africans, South Africans. And what lockdown you and me are talking about? For your safety, for my safety, for the safety of this country. Accept it. Don't regret. And we do not know whether it is favorable or unfavorable. Again and again, let me tell you, we do not know what is favorable or unfavorable. Accept it. But SREERAM, change. Why does change happen? I normally say that there are 4 reasons for change. I'm going to run through it very fast. But today I found the 5th one also. Change. Why change happens? The moment I understand the why. In fact, for everything in life, I always say there are 3 things. There is a known, there is an unknown, there is an unknowable. There is a known. Known means what? Telusu. Elaga avutadi telusu. Artham avutadi. Unknown. Teliyadu. Third, unknowable. Cannot be known. Will not be known. So, what is known and what is unknown, we can ask why. What is unknowable, we can't ask why. Change is known, so we can ask the why and we'll get the answer also. Change happens for a reason. And there are various scenarios. The first scenario is, the situation 1 is, change is the driver, growth is the result. I want to grow, hence I will change. If I don't change, growth will not happen. We have seen this in several companies. In fact, the classic example for this was a gentleman who passed away 1.5 months back by name Jack Welch. Jack Welch was the CEO of General Electric. All of you must have heard of General Electric. G, you see in Uppal, the big complex, G complex before near the cricket stadium. In fact, he was the first person who said, when America was going through a recession and the world was going through a depression, that time Jack Welch came and said, I want to grow by double digit. And everybody said, how is it possible? He said, we will change and we will grow. What change? He brought in 6 Sigma. 6 Sigma means what? 99.99999% accuracy. He brought globalization. Hyderabad grew because of Jack Welch. I do not know how many of you knew it or not. The first occupant of high-tech city building which you see in Madhapur was General Electric. He said, if a particular process is going to cost me $90 per hour at Houston, the same thing if I move to Hyderabad, I can do it at $9 per hour. Result, he brought it to Hyderabad. So this model is, I want to grow, so I will change. This is situation 1. What is situation 2? Change is forced. Matter of survival. Change avala. Lekapote khel khatam, dukan band. If you don't change, out of the business. And which can happen to all of us. Today it's a matter of survival. You and me better change. Change your habits. Change your priorities. Change your lifestyle. Otherwise it's khel khatam, dukan band. And we have seen so many companies refusing to change and closed. Think about it. What was the first TV you had at home? Dynora, Solidar, Crown, Akai, Aiva. Where are they? Khel khatam, dukan band. What was the first scooter or bike you had or your father had? Lamberta, Lambi, SD, Java. Where are they? First refrigerator at home. Godrej, Kelvinator, Alvin, Hyderabad Alvin. Where are they? Khel khatam, dukan band. Because why? If I don't change, it becomes a matter of survival. Why it goes that far? 2010, 40% market share was by Nokia. 2011, Khel khatam, dukan band. Why? If I don't change, it becomes a matter of survival. So, if I have to grow, I have to change. If I have to survive, I have to change. But Sridham, I'm growing. Then also you need to change. Growth is happening. Then change becomes effect. What do I mean by that? Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi, number of people are growing. Number of bikes and cars are growing. Jobs are increasing. People are increasing. But infrastructure, roads have not grown. As a result of which what? Even when growth is happening, change becomes effect. That is situation 3. So if I want to grow, I have to change. If I have to survive, I have to change. I'm growing, I have to change. And then there is something called as a game changer. What is game changer? Game changer happens in crisis situations. 9/11, 2001, September 11th. What happened? Twin Towers got blasted. And everything about the world changed. But in that same time, a new industry was also born. A $1 billion industry was born. This is called as game changer. And likewise, it will happen right now also. What happened? 9/11, Twin Towers are blasted. There was a war on terror. America was under attack. And at that point of time, one guy sitting there realized that the security is something which is going to change forever in this world. As a result of which, a $1 billion industry called security industry was born. Before that, if you had to take a flight 15 minutes before, you can just walk, like how you walk into Vijayawada bus stand, you can walk in with your suitcase into the flight. But after that, no. Scanners, why go to airport, my dear friend? Even at Gokul Chat, you have security. To enter into any mall, you have security. An industry was born. Steve Jobs was thrown out of his own company called Apple. And Apple was in a crisis. At that point of time, he came out with what is called as an iPod, which later became an iPhone and an iPad. And today, the world's biggest company in market capitalization is Apple. Crisis brings out. So at this point in time, I would like to only say one thing. A pessimist sees a calamity in every opportunity. An optimist sees an opportunity in every calamity. I repeat, a pessimist sees a calamity in every opportunity. An optimist sees an opportunity in every calamity. Today, there is a calamity. In fact, everybody is writing doomsday. In fact, I stopped watching television. Why stopped watching television? Because you keep on counting. What counting? I touch in humanity. We have survived. We have survived worse times. Humanity will find a way to survive this crisis also, because as human beings, we know to embrace change. We can be the game changers. So what do you need to do? Change. Be ready to accept the change. In this volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, all you need to do is accept the change. And be like that boy who was told, you can go as far as you can see, and from there, you can see further. రేపు ఏమవుతుందో మనకు తెలియదండి. ఈ రోజు మనం ఏం చేయాలో తెలుసు. ఈ రోజు అదే నా కోట్. My quote was that. Immediately one of my friend means what? My school friend and college friend immediately asked me, what will you do today? I said, I have my agenda. Because 90% of people are sitting at home not doing anything. What are they doing? This is the time to learn. But 90% of them, what are they doing? All the movies they have not watched. Amazon, Netflix, everything. Now watching. This is the time to probably learn something. This is the time to set your objective, which is what I'm coming to. It's a God-sent opportunity. We don't know why. And remember one thing, there is nothing called as favorable or unfavorable when the event happens. After that, we will know, oh, indukosam adi ayinda. Judas betrayed Jesus at that point of time, unfavorable. But without that, Christianity would not have been born. Villains are required. Coronavirus is a villain. Think of a Sholay without Gabbar. Think of a Ramayana without Ravana. There cannot be a Ramayana without Ravana. Take away Ravana. Would there be a Ramayana? Take away a Duryodhana. Would there be a Mahabharata? No. For us to emerge as a hero, villains are required. Corona is also a villain. But for you and me to be a hero, Corona is a villain. Like the Gabbar in Sholay. So what do I need to do? Accept it and change. And which is what is required. And this is what the next slide, which I'm going to show to you, is important. It's because you are the center. Your business, I don't know. I don't know what is going to happen to my business. I don't know what is going to happen to my customers also. Your environment, you don't know. Policy of the company, we don't know. In fact, when I mentioned it few weeks back in Facebook, people got angry. But today, everybody is accepting it. I said, once we come out of the lockdown, be ready to work for 6.5 days in a week. And that is the only way by means of which you can get back to productivity. Immediately people say, 6.5 days, how do I work? You have to. No other go. Because policies are not in your control. Policies is not in my control. The people are not in your control. Regulator. No, regulator is who? RBI, what they do, how my interest rate coming down, going up. It's not in my hands. Financial partners, your banks, not in my hands. Competition is not in your hands. Supply chain is not in your hands. Only you are in your hands. My dear friend, take care of yourself. That's what I would say. In fact, those of you who have taken a flight, the air hostess will say at the beginning, before the flight takes off, in case of emergency, oxygen mask will fall from top. Please put your oxygen mask before you assist others, including your children. What does it mean? Take care of yourself. You cannot change the world. You can only change yourself. Everything is not in your control. Business is not in your control. Finance is not in your control. Competition is not in your control. But remember, competition is doing something. So you better do something. In fact, I have shared this story many times, but I would like to share it once again. It was a Sunday morning. There was a family which had 5 people. Husband, wife, 3 children. And this is a family on a Sunday would want to go out, go to church. And the lady, along with the 2 kids, got ready. And she asked her husband, come, let's go. Immediately he said, I have an important presentation to make tomorrow. So allow me to work. I'm not going to come today. And she immediately said, no problem, but the young boy is still sleeping, so take care of him. He said, okay. And they left. The young boy woke up and he got ready. Tata Sky was not coming. He was getting restless. And father was very busy working on the laptop, making his presentation. And this boy started asking a lot of questions to his dad to get the attention. Papa, why does sun rise in the east? He has just gone to chess class the previous day. So he asked his dad, Dad, why does bishop move in the cross in a chess game? Why is king so powerless like you in the chess? Why is queen so powerful she can do anything like the mom at home? Why? Father, this man was getting really pissed off because he had an important work to do. So he immediately looked around to see if he can keep his son occupied. He looked around and he saw a piece of paper which had a world map on it. Immediately he took that paper, tore it into pieces, gave it to the boy and told him, hey, beta, get inside the bedroom, get the world map right, and I'll give you a box of chocolate which you can carry to the school tomorrow. Father thought, young son, young boy, for him to get the world map right will take at least an hour or 2. And by that time, his wife and the other 2 kids will come back. Because for this boy to get Australia, Antarctica, Algeria, Afghanistan, Argentina, America, everything right will take a few hours, is what the father thought. So he started his work. Son came back running in few minutes saying, Papa, I did it. Father thought, my son or somebody's son. Intelligent. And he asked, how did you get it right? Son said, Dad, I'm slightly more intelligent than you. I knew getting the world map right will be very difficult. So as you were tearing the paper, I wanted to see what was there on the other side of the paper. On the other side of the paper, I saw a man's face. I got the man right. The world got right. My dear friend, that is what is the truth of the matter. The world is your business. The world is your environment. The world is your policy, is your people, is the market, is the financial partner, everything. You can't get the world right. You can get yourself right. Accept the change. There is nothing called as favorable or unfavorable. Embrace change. Move forward. Like that boy. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I know what I can do today. So with this understanding, let us get into the last leg of the workshop, which is basically O3 process. What is O3 process? I'm coming to it now. Self-management. In the self-management, what is O3 process? O3 process is three things. Every day morning, ask yourself, what is my objective for the day? Simple. SREERAM, goal and all, you said, no, goal. Don't think about 3 years from now, 1 year. Don't even think 15 days from now. Don't even think 1 week from now. Don't even think about tomorrow. Think about today. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, what is my objective for the day? What is that I would like to do today? And do not have an objective as if I'm going to watch 2 movies today. No. I'm going to read this book. I will complete this book. I will write a blog. I will work on my public speaking. I will do a course online which will help me to learn this new skill. I have an objective. I have an objective, number 1. So O3 process consists of 3 O's. Objective, outcome, opportunity or obstacle. So, which is what I'm mentioning here. Objective, outcome, opportunity. This is my process, O3 process. And this entire thing is coming out as a book right now. What is objective? Objective is aim cheyala. Ee roju nenu aim cheyala unnanu. Not about tomorrow, not about future. I'm not even talking about thinking. I'm talking about doing. Get into the doing zone. There is feeling, there is thinking, there is doing. There is feeling domain, there is thinking domain, and there is doing domain. And there is also a being domain. Being is what? Soul, spirit. Feeling is heart. Thinking is mind. Doing is what I do through my body. Doing zone. Exercise cheyala, cheyandi. Book chaduvala, chaduvandi. Objective. Nerchukovala, nerchukondi. Objective. What is my objective? Outcome. There can be only 4 outcomes. There cannot be more than 4 outcomes. Which is what I'm mentioning here right away. There are only 4 possible outcomes. There is no 5th outcome possible. What is 4 possible outcomes? I will get exactly what I want. I will get less than what I want. I will get more than what I want. I will get exactly opposite of what I want. As an employee, you're thinking that my objective is I want to get 20% salary increase. I get exactly what I want. You got 20% salary increase. Outcome 1. Outcome 2, NT, possible. I will get less than. You didn't get 20%, but you got 5% salary increase. మీకు ఏం కావాలో తక్కువ దొరికింది. You will get more than what you want. You not only got 20% salary increase, you also got a promotion. One more outcome. Fourth possible outcome, you will get exactly opposite of what I want. You wanted a 20% salary increase. You thought you had done a great job. But HR told you, thank you very much. Namaste, Andy. Cutting down, lost your job. So, objective, outcome. Outcome, there can be only 4 possible outcomes. You will get more than what you want. You can get exactly what you want. You can get less than what you want. You can get exact opposite of what I want. And number 3 is opportunity. What is the opportunity you see for tomorrow? Or if you have not achieved your objective, what stopped you, which is your obstacle? What stopped you from achieving your objective? O3 process. In fact, this is something which I devised and I followed. I'll give you an example. What was my objective and how did I move forward? On October 31st, 2019, I signed up a contract with Notion Press to be a spotlight author for my book on public speaking, my first book, public speaking. And I was supposed to submit all the manuscripts by this month, April. And I signed, it is going to be a 200 or 250 page book. And a few lakhs have been paid to the publisher for the coaching and various stuff, promotion, material, everything. And I came back to Hyderabad. The publisher is in Chennai, Notion Press. I came back and I had a contract, a training contract. Those of you who are following me on Facebook might have realized that I traveled across the country for an agriculture company. Nasik to Hisar, to Bathinda, to Lucknow, to Patna, to Ranchi, to Indore, Vijayawada, Hubli, everywhere. And I was completely occupied. And every month I had to be at Nairobi for my consulting engagement. So as a result of which, I have hardly written 7,000 words. Any book is mentioned by 7 words. How many words you write? So I came back to Hyderabad on 20th of March. And obviously I was in quarantine, as Gampa said. Objective was every day, 1,000 words I have to write. That was my objective. Outcome. Every day I measure. I can either write 1,000 words. I've got exactly what I wanted. Some days I've written 3,000 words. I've got more than what I wanted. Some days I would not have written even 200 words. I got less than what I wanted. Some days I've not been able to write anything which is exact opposite of what I wanted. But my objective is very clear. Objective is writing the book and not completing the book every day, 1,000 words. It's almost 22 days. I completed 20,000 words. So which means 1,000 words have been written. Opportunity. In fact, just before I got into this thing, I was in a talk with the publisher. I saw 2 opportunities. One, I said, because of this lockdown, opportunity I see is I will be able to complete the manuscript before this month end itself and give it to you. That is opportunity 1. Opportunity 2 was, I was just speaking to the publisher now, that this is a moment where people are going through a crisis. They don't know how to handle this whole thing called as coronavirus, VUCA world. I'm seeing an opportunity where whatever I spoke now, can I write a book? She said, wonderful, SREERAM. I will ask one of my colleagues to speak to you and you can think of publishing a book immediately in the next 20 days. That is the opportunity I'm thinking about. So every one of us, don't think too far. Today what I can do. Repu untama leva teliyadu. But ee roju unnam kada. At this point of time you are alive. I am alive. So let us do what we can do today. You can go as far as you can see. From there you can see further. I'm going to live for the next 1 hour. Do that. So objective, outcome, opportunity. That is your O3 process. Once you understand these 4 possible outcomes, then life becomes infinitely easy. So my dear friend, it is important to start on time and end on time also. 12:44 is the time now. I would like to sum up this whole thing into a few areas. Number 1, I want you to understand that to succeed in this VUCA world, you should have the O3 process. Why do I have to have O3 process? Think about that young boy stuck in the forest with a landan. You don't know what tomorrow holds for you, but you know what you can do today, because you can go as far as you can see, and from there you can see further. So keep progressing. Next, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. All these are because of change. Accept change. Accept change. That which does not change does not grow. That which does not grow dies. So accept change. And there is no favorable or unfavorable event. When an event happens, we don't know whether it's favorable or unfavorable, but everything happens for the good. But I don't know what is good at this point in time. Coronavirus is a villain, but for us to be an hero, coronavirus is the villain. And change itself happens because I want to grow, change. To survive, change. I'm growing, change. To be a game changer, change. So in this VUCA world, change by taking care of yourself. I can change the world only if I can change myself. Change the man and you can change the world. And that change, I can do it by objective, outcome, opportunity. Every day, have an objective. Every day, know what is your outcome and measure it. What gets measured gets done. And every day, think about what can be the opportunity for tomorrow. And every day, if we take one day at a time, I can tell you, we will be able to go through this coronavirus period, lockdown period, in a successful manner. I really wish we had another way, but there is no other way. So thank you so much. At this point of time, I'm stopping my presentation, and probably the next few minutes time, I can take a few questions. You can chat. You can put it on the chat box, and probably I'm requesting Gampa to unmute himself and come here.
Yeah. Thank you, SREERAM. It's an extraordinary, wonderful, mind-blowing session. Friends, you can ask any question through chat box. If I open all mics, what will happen? I know. That is the reason I request you. So just type your question so that SREERAM sir will give you a reply. And these kind of sessions will be there. All impact speakers will come every day at different times. Please be on this page, this Facebook page. I will be announcing 2 hours, 3 hours in advance. And also I'll send some message or information through WhatsApp. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm speaking. That is the reason. You can type the question.
Yeah. If you have any question, you can feel free to ask me.
Yes. So wonderful session, Damar Srinivas Garu. Guruji, I couldn't post any messages and yeah, right. Any more? If you want, I can. Sorry, Anje Damani. Somebody is saying that Varsham Padi Aginatuna sir.
M. Gopal.
Gopal, if you raise hand, I will unmute for you. If you raise hand, I will unmute for you so that you can speak up. Okay. Then I'll do one thing. I'll unmute everybody, so that you can ask questions straight away. Right.
Yes.
Done. I unmuted. Open.
Unmute.
Yeah. Adigandi. Em leda? Yes, sir. Damar Srinivas garu. Any question?
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
After this corona, మనము human life ఎలా ఉంటుంది, world situation ఎలా ఉంటుంది ఒకసారి చెప్పండి.
Yeah, SREERAM, the question is very simple. After corona, how this will be there? How this world and how
World as well as our India also.
Yeah, all India also. What kind of problems will be there? He's asking.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We know only today. We don't know what holds tomorrow. Okay. We are alive. That's all. All we can do is take one day, because I don't want to give a thing, everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. We'll find a way. But we don't know what tomorrow holds. Okay. All I can do is live your today. Live your today, being honest to yourself. Let us not be too futuristic. Let us not think about too much of analysis leads to paralysis. I repeat, too much of analysis leads to paralysis. This time is not for analysis. This time is to live. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Sriram, before the next question, Sriram, I would like to ask you, any more sessions? Your sessions will be on Facebook so that our people will be in touch with you.
Yes, I think, I'm going to do on why selling is because I really believe that today we have, because if something has to be prepared, we have to prepare ourselves to survive economically.
Yes.
And how do I survive? Only by sales. Whether you're running anything, you have to sell.
Correct.
So in sales, there is going to be a lot of rejection which is going to come. So how do I face that is going to be the session, most probably Thursday evening, 5 o'clock.
Okay, if you inform me so that I'll inform through my page so that you will know everybody.
Sure.
That time I don't organize any other program. That time I don't organize any other program.
Sure.
So friends, Sriram will give you a wonderful session on objection handling mainly. Okay.
Yeah, selling as a rejection game.
Yeah, very good. So nice. Sriram, there is no questions. Nobody is asking any question. I think it will be very, very clear to everybody. So thank you very much, Sriram. I acknowledge on behalf. Hello. Somebody said hello.
Hello. Sir, Gampa sir, Bhagyalakshmi sir.
Bhagyalakshmi, Japandi.
Sir. Sir, actually, see, what I'm asking, we don't know what is going to happen in future. So, what we can focus, since I'm an engineer, right now I'm working. So, in future, what is going to happen, because since many crises are there, so how to focus, means of course, whatever we are doing present, we are focusing on that, but how to implement, we don't know.
Build on your capability and capacity. That's all can be done right.
Because, sir, in the future, our jobs are maybe, we don't know. So, that is
we don't know. That's why I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, what is going to hold for me? I don't know. Tomorrow, have you ever thought about having in fact, last Thursday only, I came first time on webinar. I don't know. Only thing you have to be ready is be adaptable.
Yeah. Yes,
don't say, I can do only this. Whatever the world is going to give you, be ready to do it. That is what. In fact, never before Gampa and myself thought that we will be doing a webinar for impact. Did we ever think about it, Gampa? We never. But situation demanded. Morning 9:30, Gampa tells me today morning 11:45, are you ready to come for Facebook Live? I said yes. That is what you need to be.
Yeah.
Okay. 30th, your boss comes, your company says, immediately you have to come and work for 14 hours. Be ready and go and do. That's all. Be ready to change. Somebody asked me a question on Facebook. I just saw one of them.
Okay.
I'm afraid of change. If you're afraid of change, sorry. Be ready for change. Adaptability is the only thing at this point of time required to survive. That's
yeah. True, sir. Thank you.
One more
Thanks
question
a lot, sir.
by a trainer, Sriram. He's asking a question, how this training field will be in future, training field, and what is the
again,
fate of the trainers?
Future, everything will move online. That's all. I can only tell you one thing. The point is that I'm getting inquiries across the world. There are companies in US and Canada which wants training through online. I think as a trainer, not to worry at all. In the sense as long, again, we have to adapt ourselves. We have to change ourselves.
Yes.
And manamu idanni nak telusu. In fact, the world today is not going to come and ask you what you know. The world is going to come and ask you, this is what I want. Can you give this? Be ready to learn, be ready to adapt, and be ready to change. And the times will be looking good. Don't worry.
Okay, Sriram, thank you very much.
Sir, Mohammed here, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, sir, thanks for the very nice session. And I have a question, sir. How to convert these distractions and obstacles into the opportunity and focus on our things?
What is your distraction?
See, just now you have said a story, sir, regarding a child who is disturbing his father, and he has given a task to perform. So this is happening in our daily life while we are doing work from home. So our children are distracting us. So how to overcome this?
Tell your children, in fact, every day morning, tell your children, I am available for you, and spend enough. See, when you're with the children, be with the children. The problem is when we are with the children, we are thinking about the work. When we are with the work, we are thinking about our children. So when you are going to sit with your children for 1 hour, spend complete time without phone, without laptop, without TV, In fact, when people say, how do you spend time at home? We all watch together television. That is not spending time together. Spending time together means being with your children all the time. That 2 hours be with your children. And then they will understand. Now I have to go and do my work. Allow me to do my work. They will allow you. But give them the priority. Give them the time. Tell them 2 hours I'm going to be with you. Be with them. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
Bharat, you raise your hand.
Sir, namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Good session to have in the noon, sir. And one thing, sir, most of నేను టీచర్ని బై ప్రొఫెషన్. చాలా మంది పేరెంట్స్ ఏం చెప్తున్నారంటే మా పిల్లలు కంఫర్ట్ జోన్ లోకి వెళ్ళిపోయారు సార్, అసలు వాళ్ళు ఏ విధమైనటువంటి ఇంట్రెస్ట్ చూపించట్లేరు, హౌ టు గెట్ దెమ్ బ్యాక్ అని చెప్పేసి అడుగుతున్నారు. సో కెన్ ఐ హ్యావ్
Again, I think, out of sight, out of touch, out of mind, all these three. So because, we have to engage our children also having online sessions. Okay. I think studies, education has to continue. We have to find methods and, find a method. Skype, Google Hangout, so many things are there. Engage with your children. This can be even my niece, daughter. She's 4 years old. And my niece calls me up and says in US, already from 9:30 to 3 o'clock, sessions have been already organized online. Okay. Yoga class, storytelling class. Okay, every class is 4-year-old kid.
Okay.
So we have to be ready for this.
Okay, last question from Narendra.
Yeah, sir, that was. Hello. Yeah, can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you said about wonderful, but what exactly we need to learn, sir, as a trainer, as a teacher? So I have a lot of things in my mind, like NLP is there and a lot of things are there in my mind. I'm exactly not able to focus exactly on one thing.
Take one thing at a time. Take one thing at a time, master that. If you told me NLP, take NLP. Or public speaking, take public speaking. Take one thing, master it, and then go to the next one. Always think about yourself. Think about yourself like an air traffic controller. What does an air traffic controller do? There may be 10 flights which might be on the air, but what she will do? She will land one aircraft at a time. Even in the most busiest airport of New York airport, there are so many flights landing at the same time, but still she will handle one flight at a time. Be like a doctor. Can a doctor do 3 surgeries at the same time?
No.
He can do only 1 surgery at a time. Multitasking is not possible. So take one thing, master that, complete it, go to the next one. Second one, complete it, go to the next one. What should be the first? What should be the second? I can't tell you. It is your life. You have to prioritize that.
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, SREERAM, thank you very much. And
thank you very much. Thank you so
all
much.
Of you all participated very well. And the next session, I will inform in advance in the same page and everything also. My impact trainers also will inform to everybody. This session, just now what we have learned, this went to 19,463 people. 19,463 people, just they heard our session all over India or world, in all the people. This is the statistics what I have. 19,463 is not ordinary. SREERAM, your session heard by this many people. So thank you, SREERAM. If I request once again before this 30th, I need one more session from you, because now this is a difference. After 10 days again, we have to again make up them. I request once again one more small session from you, another 30 minutes, 40 minutes, before 30th.
I can't say no to you, Gampa. That's my problem.
Thank you. So, అందరు కూడా ఆనందంగా ఉన్నారు కదా. శ్రీరామ్ గారికి థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పండి. అందరు కూడా మనం క్లోజ్ చేద్దాం ఈ సెషన్. మరి మనము తొందరగా జ్యోతిరెడ్డి గారితోని, పట్టాభిరామ్ సార్తోని, ఎండమూరి గారితోని, జేడి లక్ష్మీ గారితోని అందరితోని మీకు ఇలాంటి సెషన్స్ ఇప్పిస్తాను. మీరందరూ కూడా ఈ పేజ్ లైక్ పేజ్ చెప్పండి. నేను ముందు మీకు ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాను. మీరు కూడా ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేయండి. ఒక 2-3 అవర్స్ ముందు ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేస్తాను. అదర్వైజ్ 1 day బిఫోర్ ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేస్తాను. సో నైస్ ఆఫ్ యూ. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. మే గాడ్ బ్లెస్ యూ ఆల్. భారత్ మాతా
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. శ్రీరామ్ గారు, మా అందరి పక్షాన మీకు ధన్యవాదాలు. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, close.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Good luck, boss. All the best.